Hey Aries, welcome to your mid-September reading. So, we are about a week out from Libra season, when the sun, and he'll be followed of course by a collection of other planets, will dip into the sign of Libra, your seventh house, the house of opponents and partners, and oppositions tend to bring about a lot of external activity. So you can expect things that other people can see. In other words, like getting hired, getting fired, getting into, out of a relationship, et cetera, where everybody can see that there's activity happening for you. So the first thing that I'm hearing is declutter yourself, prepare yourself. It's going to be an exciting season. So it's kind of like, if you can, as much as you can, dissolve obstacles, remove friction from your life, because life is going to bring friction for better and for worse. You know, there's good friction, right? Okay, let's get into some cards. See where you are. What Spirit most wants to share with you for your highest good. Anything you need to know in the mid-month, anything you want to pivot from, anything you want to capitalize on to have the best month possible. Spirit, let's talk to Aries. Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. First card up. Perfect. So, okay, powerful start. Spirit, thank you. Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, Spirit. Mid-September. Want to look at the mid-month, Spirit, what's ahead? What you want to bring Aries' attention to for their highest good. For their highest good. What's showing up for Aries? And what do you want them to know about it? Any guidance you have, a perspective that you want to share with Aries people for their highest good. One more, thank you. Let's see what we got here. See how things are shaping up and anything Spirit wants you to know about it. Love to see the King of Wands. Be yourself, beautiful. Declutter. Remove friction. Okay. I see a lot of activity. I mean, unsurprising. A lot of activity, and Spirit wants you to enjoy this period as much as possible, and overthinking it is not a part of that. Overthinking it is not a part of that recipe. I'm hearing you need to give yourself a little bit more credit. You might be worrying about something, or like more specifically telling yourself, like, I don't know that I'm doing this well enough, or I don't know if I'm fit to do this. And Spirit is like, you're coming through as the King of Wands, and the current situation is the world. So completion, graduation, larger perspective and understanding. And I feel like there's a focus on how you use your power. Strength is sitting at the top of your reading, the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter is, how do you talk to yourself? How do you empower or disempower yourself? And of course, this can extend to others, because everything that we do with and for others starts from how we treat and talk to ourselves. So, King of Wands, you're coming through as in control. You're coming through as other people look at you and admire you and can see what you're doing and be like, wow, look at you go. So give yourself a little more credit for your courage. And if you feel like you're not doing enough, or you feel like you want to be out there more, showing off your fire, showing off your creativity, your spirit, your personal form of alchemy is the word that Spirit is using. They're giving me a couple things at that. They're showing me people who like dance. That's a form of alchemy, right? Like maybe you do a dance of rage. Maybe you do, you know what I mean? It's a way of expressing something, a dance of pain, where it's like, it is a way of pulling pain out of our body, alchemizing it and turning it into something beautiful. What is alchemy if not that? So all kinds of art, all kinds of even industry that pull you out of positions that you don't want to be in. A King of Wands is like a Spirit is being funny, but they're like, it's like the, you know, king of a side hustle. Like, you really have this gift, and take the lead, be in control, step forward, appreciate yourself, and let the world Haha, no pun intended, appreciate you. I feel like the next steps feel frightening for some of you. That's the phrase that Spirit is using very clearly. Is okay, the world. Yeah, I'm here. A Spirit is saying this is literal for some of you, metaphorical for others, okay? It's like graduating college, like, wow, I did it. This is amazing, this massive completion. And now what? Now I got to jump into the real world and get a job, and it's like, oh fuck, what now? It's that kind of vibe. So literal for some, metaphorical for others. Had a big completion. Oh my God, what now? Oh my God, am I going to be able to do it? And Spirit is like, let's empower ourselves. And Nine of Swords is sitting, so the world is the current situation. Nine of Swords is the situation that's developing. So this is a great time to be like, how am I talking to myself? Where might you be noticing yourself ruminating or looking for flaws, or, Chiron is in your sign right now, is what Spirit is reminding me, Aries. So issues around how good am I, and really how King of Wands am I, or how strong or powerful am I really? You might be having some of those conversations in your mind and questioning yourself. And you know what? Here's the thing. Questioning yourself is not a diagnosis. It's not a problem. It's okay. That's step one to dialing down the number of swords that are kind of infiltrating. And like Spirit is saying, like, if you feel disempowered in any way, it's because some static is interrupting your signal. And we need to reduce the static. And so where are you telling yourself, scary fairy tales? Scary tales. We're not in October yet. It's not time for that. Where are you doing that? And how can you speak to yourself more kindly? Strength is, I say it all the time. How do you speak to your inner beast? How do you speak to your inner lion? How do you speak to yourself when you're jealous or mean and you're like reckoning with it, like, oh, that sucked. That was like a really shitty thing. How do you talk to yourself? Because how you talk to yourself and handle yourself, and whether you do it with compassion or whether you try to manhandle yourself into doing stuff. We need to do this differently. We need to get into a routine, or you need to do. We know that that doesn't really encourage like loyalty. It might encourage people to do your bidding, but it doesn't encourage loyalty. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing is true for yourself and the way that you talk to yourself, like getting on your own side, even the sides of you that aren't necessarily in control. You know what I mean? They say that the child that is expelled from the village will burn the village down. And that is a fractal of what happens inside of us. A dismissed part of ourselves can sabotage a part of ourselves that we really want to succeed. We really embrace our courage, or we really embrace our creativity, but we loathe the fact that we want attention, or we loathe the fact that whatever, we're scared. And we try to put that away, and well, if left unattended, if abandoned, apart, we can do some sabotage. So let's not do that. Nine of Swords, let's not do that. Let's dial those swords down. Let's bring down that unnecessary static. So what's developing after that, as you do the mission of strength? Nine of Cups, a transformation from Nine of Swords to Nine of Cups. Actually, let me think of all the ways that I appreciate myself. Let me counterbalance with all of the ways that I have come through for other people, or have been able to take something all the way, or whatever, or the progress that I've made. Let me give myself some appreciation. Watch out for overindulgence. It's good to have that balance of, there is a lion inside of me. There's an aspect of me that can be aggressive or too insecure, or whatever, like whatever wild aspect, whatever part that you don't want the whole world to necessarily know about. I'm aware that I do this. I can think negatively, whatever it is. I'm aware that I can do that, and so I counterbalance that with this other thing, and I don't reject that part of me. I recognize it and bring it close so that I always know what it's doing. Ooh, I'm feeling a little insecure right now. What do I need to do for myself? Or maybe I need to have a conversation with that person, or whatever it is, and take care of myself and them, empower myself and them. Magic happens. Nine of Cups, big satisfaction, wishes coming true. So Spirit is also using the phrase rupture and repair. Like you can have a fight, you ever have a fight with a partner or a friend, and so rupture. And then you actually repair, you actually come back together and are able to have a conversation. Hey, this is what I was feeling. I'm sorry for saying that. and I really need you to recognize this, that, and the other, and then say, you know what, I'm really glad you said that because like I appreciate your blah, 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 blah. And then you repair and you actually knit back together more closely. Again, fractal, same as inside. Treating myself with compassion, treating others with compassion, wishes come true. Overflowing love comes where it felt maybe a little dry, a little scary, a little too inward. So I see wishes coming true and longer term future, Ace of Swords, dialing that static all the way down to get to a clear idea, a clear statement. So maybe you're overwhelming yourself right now with all that you want to say or do. Bring it on down. Trust yourself. Look to the past. You've done this before, or you've done hard things before, or you've come through gracefully before. You can count on yourself. Empower yourself. Empower others. Miracles will happen. Change. Ace of Swords. Change will happen. Clarity followed by action. Change. So, beautiful things. I hope that this is helpful for you, Aries. Thank you for listening. And if I don't see you before then I hope I will see you in my favorite month of the year, October. Till then, take care, Aries. Bye-bye.